Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stardom Review. I'm your co-host, Andre. See, right over here, it's the disheveled princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
Oh man, it has been a disheveled. Oh, my voice is almost normal. We had a weekend where Melba woke up and she just had no voice. Don't know what happened there. I suspect it was my spring cleaning, all the dust and stuff that got up in the air, all the cat hair
Mm.
getting up in the air because I'm allergic to cats.
Yet
Story
you
of my
have
life,
one.
right?
Yet you have one, or you have
Yeah,
that's
well,
weird.
I had one.
You had one.
Unfortunately, been cleaning out his stuff, sadly. Um, My parents are back from South America. Went on a nice cruise through the Panama Canal and stuff. They made it home
Oh,
alive.
fun. They didn't
Yeah.
get they didn't get captured by rebel pirates or something.
I don't know if that's a thing in that area, but no.
I just assume
No.
it's everywhere. I just assume it's everywhere at this point.
Yar matey. That's a an employment opportunity now. Maybe I need to look into that. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing okay. Yeah, we were supposed to record this show a few days ago, but my life got internet upheaval. Yours threw us off too, and it's just too much busy for both of us. I think over the last little bit, so we're finally getting caught up
Mhm.
with on our shows. I'm doing okay. I got to work out after this before I go out, so all the fun stuff, all the fun stuff.
All the fun stuff indeed.
Yeah.
I wish I could relate. I haven't gone to the gym in 3 days.
Oh, that sucks. But hey, spring cleaning helps because at least you're getting up and down. You're working. You work out muscles you're not used to.
I'm not gonna lie, when I'm cleaning out my basement, I'm usually that's where my home gym is set up. So every once in a while I just grab the bar and start curling it. So yeah,
There
sort
you
of.
go. Yeah, I'm opening up all. I moved to where I'm living couple years ago, and I got all my dad's stuff packed away, and I'm starting to pull it out because I'm gonna start selling off a bunch of my memorabilia collection that me and him
Oh,
had amassed over the years. So, stay tuned to my Facebook. Might be some posts showing up. I get shared on our Facebook page. Just share it out to everybody. Because
hey.
I got some memorabilia to sell off. It's some hockey, not wrestling. I'll apologize to that, but it might appear. If you want a piece of my
Keep it.
memorabilia that's not has nothing to do with me, reach out.
Aw.
But we are here to talk some professional wrestling, and we're actually going to talk about something before we get into the actual review because we're going to review championships and final matches from the 24th, 30th, and 31st. Again, we're not doing the whole shows. Don't worry, we're going to go get 9 matches out of those 3 cards, title matches, and then some even the company matches that happened in on these shows. So we're going to talk about them. But before we do that, we're going to talk about the company where these ladies left for. That was announced today as we record this Monday. Um, Marigold Dream Star Fighting is the new promotion. Again, just like Wonder Ring Stardom, name makes no sense to me, but okay. Gracio Gawa knows how to name a promotion. Let's just say that. Uh, and Gracio Gawa's
Hey,
new
but if
promotion.
the titles look like this logo, I have a lot of hope
Oh,
for
I love
their
the logo.
championship looks.
The logo looks really cool. I really like that.
Yeah.
And again, if you notice, it looks like there's an X in there, and
Mm,
NXT and their association now
huh.
probably to WWE. And the best thing about this promotion, they're on Wrestle Universe, the DDT Pro Wrestling Noah Tokyo Joshi Pro
Oh,
channel
yes,
that has all
yes.
that. Marigold is on Wrestle Universe, so and
Mhm.
Julia's going to be working with Noah a little bit, so this is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
So the
This is an
I already,
opportunity for me to give you some shit because I just saw on Instagram before coming on here. You're barely on Instagram some days.
yeah,
Um, as I'm dubbing them right now until they give me a different name, the Marigold Posse showed up at Noah over the weekend, which included Utami Hayashishita, Mai Sakurai, Mirai, um,
Yuzuki.
Yuzuki. Yeah, they all showed up at Noah, headed by Julia. And Mirai sporting a new do. She looks fantastic. Mai got her long locks back on. This girl's got a whole new look and vibe to them. I'm excited to see what happens with that.
Well, saving talking about that for this Friday on OLE Japanese Wrestling Update. We're going to talk about that because that's coming up. I am planning
Mhm.
to watch that segment because I'm going to log into my Wrestling Universe and watch that segment. So yeah, might send it to you just so you
Yes,
can watch the segment. I'm
I
gonna have to
appreciate
give you
that.
that login. I'm gonna have to give you that login now so you can start watching Marigold.
Yeah, yeah. We have to
Yeah,
watch that too. Stay
yeah. So
tuned for another show, Marigold
yeah,
review.
Joshi Marigold battle. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Joshi
We'll
Marigold
figure
battle.
something out.
Yeah, I like that. That's a new show, Joshi
Really?
Marigold Battle. No, that's not, that
You
might
heard
not
it
be the
here
name, but
first.
there'll be a Marigold show coming because we're gonna have to talk about this promotion. But before we get further,
Mhm,
I do want to talk about the names they have announced.
mhm,
So people that appeared at the press conference, Rasuga was there. Former general manager and trainer in Stardom, Fuka was there, bringing along some friends from Actress Girls in Natsumi Sumiwaka, Miku Ano, or Aono, Misa Matsui, uh, Chaiki, Chika Goto, and Kuki. All left Actress Girls were announced to lift earlier in the day, and then they appeared at this press conferences with Fuka. And then the other names over there are Julia, Tamiya Shida, Mirai, Mai Sakurai, Victoria Yuzuki, that is her now going by name, Nane Takahashi, and Naoya Ishikawa. Not Nane's following following Rossi because again she was loyal. I guess it's again there's a loyalty there. She started that. Her and Fuka started Stardom with Rossi Ogawa, so it's no surprise that Fuka brought some people. And then Sari has been announced to be in a tag match against Julia on the first show, and Nane Takahashi versus Vittoria Yuzuki on that show. So, and then they have also announced three people from North America are coming in, or not North America, but from the rest of the world. Zeta Steel, Mila Grace, and Bozilla will all be joining the company. So again, that's pretty big news in the world of Joshi wrestling and like Stardom's the exit from Stardom, man. And which we're talking about the exits. We're going to talk about most of the exits today too. So yeah.
mhm, mhm. And I did see some news I'll have to forward you also coming from Actress Wrestling. Statement was made from someone coming out of there in regards to the people leaving there, and it looks not good. We got some controversy coming out of this, which is shocking. This whole formation and everything around Marigold has kind of been pretty controversial. I didn't know if AEW could be outdone. It looks like the Japanese kind of said, "Hold my sake."
Well, yeah, the guys left Japanese wrestling and went and formed AEW. So Russ is like, I can do better. Let's do this. Let's bring everybody in. And again, if Rossi does have this partnership, this stuff's going to be on Wrestle Universe. Is there possible inroads for WWE to start talking to Noah? They already have worked with All Japan Wrestling at the start of this year with Charlie Dempsey. So like, I think he's been there twice now this year. So again, there's lots of inroads that they possibly could make here. Like with him, with obviously having something under the Cyber Fight banner with Marigold on there again, and with all rumors that WWE wants to work with companies now. Now that the old crazy guy's gone, they want to expand, and this is man, the Marigold is creating some possibilities in professional wrestling, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, something we'll have to go a little more in depth to in the Japanese wrestling update is this we're seeing this fracture and reformation within professional wrestling in Japan and in North America right now. Because we saw Rossi kind of breaking away from Stardom, starting Marigold, and having that partnership very obviously with WWE, with a large number of the people being seen at WrestleMania there. And then we also have the same thing going on with Bushi Road and JPW and Stardom and AEW and is it ROH?
Yeah, Yep.
Yeah, so, like, we see this kind of going back and forth of, like, 2 avenues that have been opened up for Joshi wrestling in particular, since we're talking about Stardom. Yeah, it's very exciting, a very exciting time to be a wrestling fan right now.
Yeah. So again, new show coming in May. That's all I can tell you. And again, the one good thing about Wrestle Universe, everything happens live on that channel, so we don't
Mhm,
have to wait 3 days for Marigold. Unlike Stardom, that is the advantage they have for me personally, and they have a
mhm.
couple of our favorites in Utami has Sheeta and Julia there. So
Yeah,
well, we're
that's
gonna
worth
see.
staying up for, let me tell you.
And Zeta Steel. And Zeta Steel's going to be there, and I've very much been impressed with her.
Yes. Yeah.
Friend of OLE, a friend of Astrid Pizarro, or a
Mhm.
friend of Astrid Pizarro's channel. You know, yeah. So she got you got Zeta Steel interview over there. Who and she posted it today. Go to at Astrid Pizarro on Twitter. There is a hint to Zeta Steel working in Japan in that interview that she posted the clip of. So go check that out over on Astrid Pizarro's Twitter. Yeah, she sent that to me.
Mhm.
She sent that to me a little bit ago when I was talking about it in the Discord.
Yes,
But
yes.
that that's it for Marigold. It's time
Mhm.
for Stardom because it's a Stardom review. We're going to talk some Stardom. We're kicking it off on the May 24th show. New Blood Tag Team titles. It stars Hanan and Saida defending against Empress, Nexus Venus, Hanako, and Waka Skiem. Again, really fun match. Yeah, Hanako and Hanan, man, when they were there together, I absolutely loved it. Hanan's trying to fly around and just bouncing off of Hanako half the time, and Hanako's just like
Yeah.
beating her around. It was so good.
Mhm.
Waka
Mhm.
comes in, gets the draw kick and just hip attacks Ida twice in the ropes. Ida just comes back with this just rough double sledge to Waka and just drops the elbow on her. I'm just like, ooh. Stars get this sling blade spine buster combo to Waka for two. It looked really good.
Mhm.
Like Hanan didn't do the full rotation around, but she was spinning around and like grabbed her and pulled her down. So it looked
Yeah.
like she was going for sling blade, but kind of went too far forward. But she kind of ended up
Yeah.
pulling her down with it. So it looked good though. Hanako gets the Gia down. Boston Crab gets broken up though. Um, Again, really good stuff throughout this match. Hanako and Ida trading strike at center, and just this little girl against this just girl that's just like towering over. But Ida's power just trying to size up with Hanako was great. I loved it. Sidewalk slam leg drop combo by Stars for two on Hanako. Um, Hanako just this huge lariat and a delayed suplex at one point to Ida or no to Ida, yeah. But the pin gets broken up. Waka breaks up a double team on Hanako, hits Ida with his backdrop, beautiful backdrop suplex for two. Uh, Hanako goes for the choke slam, but it is broken up. Her pin's broken up. Again, just so much good stuff in this match. Hanako in the end though goes for the torture rack. Uh, or Ida gets out of the torture rack. Sorry, kicks Hanako in the corner. Gets on the corner and gets this dragon sleeper into a front flip cutter. Rolls through into back into the dragon sleeper, and yeah, Ida gets a submission victory on Handgo. I was super impressed by that finish, and I can say Waka didn't get pinned for once.
Mhm. It's true. It's
Yeah.
true, she didn't. She didn't. Um, yeah, I don't have a whole ton to add to this one. You kinda, got everything that was worth kinda noting in this one. Do wanna say, I mean, I've been mentioning it since she joined Empress Nexus Venus, but man, is Hanako this just, like is she feeling to you like a second coming of Himika?
Yep. I really feel that's kind of how Micah is molding her almost into being
Mhm.
like not saying she's trying to make her copy it, but again, she's that big, strong girl, and yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, she's kind of this, like you can tell from the picture, she's a lot softer in the face, she's very sweet looking, she's very innocent looking, she's very soft looking, but, like, she comes out and now she does that power yell in the corner for her intro where she's just like, "What?" It's just like, "Whoa." Yeah. She's just raw power, and she's gotten so crisp. Her timing has gotten a lot better. Her speed is just going up, up, up. It's like this girl very obviously eats, sleeps, lives, and breathes professional wrestling. She's got a future in this business for sure, whether it's at Stardom or anywhere else. I'm very excited to see where it goes for her. Um, yeah, I don't have anything else to add to this.
Yeah, again, absolute. Again, really good match. Post match though, uh, we get them all sitting in the ring. They're chatting. Ida says, I defended it for the third time. Hanako, uh, Kiyama. It was so much fun. It was so much fun that my memory is going crazy. It was so exciting. Uh, Hanan gets the mic, says Hanako, Skiyama. They were so good. They were so emotional. I thought they could even show even more emotion. So it was a title match that stretched out so much. I can even do more. So please come and try again sometime. Hanako says, I want you to wear the belt here in my hometown in Kyoto. Maybe sometime. Uh, and then Hanako says, "I'll get stronger." Or sorry, one of the girls said, maybe sometime." And then she says, "I'll get stronger and challenge you guys for your belts. So wait." Ida gets the mic back. Says, "Well, this is Kyoto tournament is the main one." Again, this is all translation I pulled off the website. It is literally direct translation from Japanese, so some of this doesn't make sense for me in the wording. It was a defense match for our new blood titles. At the end of Kyoto tournament, you guys, Hanako, Waka, who fought so hard. Let's end this Kyoto tournament with these four. Are you ready, Temmie and others? We're new blood. She didn't do stars. She said it was the we're new blood at the end, which I kind of like because again, it gives you that little bit of difference there, right? Because they'll kind of represent the new blood and professional of Stardom.
Mhm. Mhm, absolutely. I'm really enjoying the New Blood brand.
Mm.
That they have like a separate kind of thing where I'd mentioned before, we get to see other wrestlers from, I think it was Diana and Ice Ribbon, mixing it up with the Girls of Stardom. It's just so good. Such a great opportunity. I do hope to
I
see Waka and Hanako challenge for something again in the future. I think it would be
I
good to see them go against them.
sorry, I thought you were done there. I apologize. I really thought Waka and Hanukkah were going to take us with Hanan winning the Cinderella and kind of like they're looking like almost moving her up
Mhm,
in the pecking order with that win. I really thought the titles are gonna go to Waka and Hanako here because Hanan kind of Hanan making that next step up in the
mhm,
divisions. You know what I mean? Like I really thought that
mhm,
was what was coming.
mhm, mhm. Yeah, I mean, we also got to keep in mind who potentially is writing this ish now.
We'll see.
It's not the fabled tourist, like the great infamous storyteller that we're used to with Rossi Ogawa. We've been kind of dealing with a different kind of creativity going on here. Sometimes the stories just haven't resulted in what the story pathway is taking us, and it kind of takes us off into a weird side path
Hmm.
when we least expect it. 'Cause sometimes it's been good. Sometimes it's not been good. So we'll see how this kind of goes. I've been saying that a lot. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see. We'll see. We'll
We
see.
will
We'll see.
see.
We will see. So we're gonna move on to the March 30th show. We're gonna talk. We're actually gonna talk a debut match here. Rion making her official debut in Stardom. Uh, Rion wants a handshake at the front, but the other kid, no, no, not gonna shake your hand. Um, she's looking pretty good though, hanging with Charlie Kid early, the first little couple minutes of the match. Beautiful springboard arm drag by Rion here too. Um, Firing off the multiple drop kicks, but gets caught and gets slammed. Charlie Kid tosses her by the hair, attacks her in the corner. Rion tries to fight back, but Charlie Kid hits a solid drop kick to the face. To the face. Rion fights back with a drop kick, then another. Starlight Kid stuffs the suplex attempt. They trade strikes. Starlight Kid drops Rion repeatedly. Like she gets up, then gets dropped, gets up, gets dropped. Um, then Rion unloads back at Starlight Kid, and she gets a scoop slam for two. Head scissors out of the corner by Rion, and the fisherman suplex gets 3 2 counts in a row. She kept going for that pin, man. You got to wear them down. You got to wear. It's how you got to do. You got to wear them down. Starlight Kid hits the drop kick, gets Rion in the Boston Crab, then gets into a deep single leg crab, but Rion eventually gets to the ropes. The finish comes. Rion with the multiple ropes on Starlight Kid. Only getting two every time. She unloads with strikes, but Starlight Kid strikes back, hits that jumping kick, bridging fisherman suplex for two. Starlight Kid goes to the top. Moonsault for the win.
Yeah. The only thing I wanted to add is there was a bridging body suplex that Rian did that was also so perfect. She is very, very good for someone, again, so young. But then look at these girls. We got people like Azumi, who started when she was 11. Got Rina and Hina, who are, what, 17 now? Twins? Working with this
They've
company
been,
a minute.
they've been here for what, 3, 4 years now, and yeah,
Yeah,
they're
like a
17.
lot of these young girls, they're coming in so good, so just naturally talented on what it is that they want to do. And Brienne was no different. She was so skilled, so crisp for someone so new. And then having the opportunity to work against someone like Starlight Kid, who always makes sure to elevate her opponent as much as she elevates herself in her matches. It was just the perfect introduction match for someone who's new to the business like Rianne here.
Mm.
And the veteranness of Starlight Kid, which is so perfect. It was a perfect debut match. I was very pleasantly surprised with this.
Yeah, again, she flowed very well to begin in her
Mhm.
first match. Kid gets the mic after and goes, "Kid first," or Kid says, "Rion, first of all," I had Kid written there. That's what it's gonna be. Rion, first of all, congratulations on your debut. It's never easy to rise to the top of Stardom. Uh, with your physique, kind of shitting on her. I don't know. It was weird. However, today's Moonsault Press is a gift from Kurotora with high expectations. Be stronger. Stand up for yourself. Rion tries to crawl up to her, shake her hand, and Kid just goes goodbye and shoves her and leaves. Just I don't blame her. Don't blame her.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the Oedo Tai stuff, though, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I was happy that she gave her a little pep talk after, because usually they don't, especially
Mhm.
being in the only heel faction in this company. Yeah, I thought it was a great little opener.
Yeah. Again, fun little opener. We're gonna move. We're
Mhm.
gonna jump down the card to the Stars special match. Is a 6 1-minute matches for
Mhm.
Yuzuki taking on all the rest of the members of Stars because Yuzuki will be leaving to become who is now Victoria Yuzuki
Mhm.
in Marigold. They all come out and everybody comes out together, kind of a beautiful spot, seeing everybody kind of walk out together, and it was just nice. You know what I mean? To have Yuzuki come out with everybody, it just shows that
Mhm.
team we still love you kind of feel instead of making
Mhm.
her come out on her own. Mayu's first. Mayu dominates Yuzuki. Yuzuki fights back. They trade strikes at center. Mayu drops her. Yuzuki gets a head scissors. Then they go into rock paper scissors. Mayu slaps her. The 1 minute's up, so they get rock paper scissors again, and Yuzuki slaps Mayu. It was just it was like what the hell.
Yeah, I kind of had a good giggle at that because the last time we saw Mayu and Yuzuki in the ring together, holy heckin' shit.
Mm-hmm.
Did Mayu punish the hell out of Yuzuki? That was a beatdown. That wasn't even a match. That was a beatdown.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So Momo Kogo's in next. They wrestle around on the mat. Kogo having the advantage, like just dominate her on the mat. Yuzuki gets an arm drag into a pin. They trade pinfalls till the timer. Then 1 minute time limit runs out. And
Mhm.
just fun, basic little contest. That's all you really needed from
Mhm.
these two. Um,
Yeah. There was an arm lock that Yuzuki did in this that I thought she put in really, really good on Momo, and Momo sold that really, really good. This was where I noted that Momo's gear reminds me of Chanyota. Like that new blue gear of hers
mhm,
very much reminds me of Chanyota.
mhm,
Um, and then what else? There was the pin reversing that they were doing as the timer was kind of running out, that roll around back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I thought
mhm,
that was really fun. It showed
Yeah,
off the technical aspect of both women.
again, very good.
Mhm.
Koguma's in next. Yuzuki attacks, but Koguma avoids the drop kick, and Yuzuki does get an arm drag, but Koguma gets a slam for two. They go rolling around, trying to pin each other, trading the roll ups, going back and forth again, but the time expires. Fun little contest, with again getting into those pinning situations again, and Yuzuki's getting progressively
Mhm.
tired as this is going. So.
Yeah, yeah, that was the only thing I had noted for these 2 was the pin attempts were fun.
Mhm.
Again, just another way to show off the technicality, but also Kokoma's really quick, really, really
Mhm.
smart with her wrestling, so it was a nice way to show off both of those girls.
Well, and she knows how to negate other people's speed, because she is a
Yes.
a high speed genius. I think they call her the high
Yeah,
speed genius. So yeah,
correct,
um,
correct.
Hazuki's in next. Gets a drop kick early into the ropes. She gets the face wash, but as she's running for the boot, Hazuki comes back, hits the drop kick. And then three more drop kicks. Gets her modified crucifix driver for two, and then the time expires. But Hazuki attacks her, slams her, goes to the top after it's over, and hits her top rope senton. He's like, I'm hitting my finisher on you, you jerk. Just because the match is over doesn't
Yeah.
ain't stopping me now. Ain't no stopping me, yo.
Yeah, and, like, I think even Ida was distracting the refs so that they could do that, which
Mhm.
rude, rude. You guys are supposed to be the Hantai of this organization. How heel of you.
So
So rude.
it was so good. Ida's
Yeah,
in
but so
next.
rude.
It was good though. Ida's in next. She smashes into Yuzuki, dropping her into the corner. She gets the speed chops in the corner, misses the lariat though. Yuzuki unloads back on her with chops and punches. Uh, Ida drops Yuzuki, hits her sliding lariat for two, then gets up, hits another sliding lariat, and at 58 seconds gets the first pin of this match.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. I wasn't surprised at this point, especially given dirty tactics that went into that one. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add. The forearms that Yuzuki was trying to feed Ida at the beginning there were just desperate. So that point she was just spent.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they weren't doing a whole lot of damage, and then the lariat, sliding lariat that she fed her for her trouble was just whew, brutal, very brutal. Good
Yeah,
little win for her though.
yeah, good little win. Hanan is in last. This is your lady who's got the wish. She's she's your heir apparent in the Wonder Division. Um, Yuzuki unloading on Hanan right off the hop. Hanan drops her with a forearm, then hits that running seated back elbow. Um, this is where all of Stars just come in and they just start super kicking her. They all come in and like team up on her. So you get the double super kick into the double bulldog lung blower face buster. It's
So rude.
That's literally how I have to explain. It starts as move where they usually do the wheelbarrow facebuster double bulldog thing, but with Hazuki's
Mm,
lung blower into the lung blower, but two super kicks from I think it was Momo
right.
uh and Mayu beforehand. So it's just like holy moly.
Yeah, this is brutal. This again, punishment. It's like, how
Yeah.
dare you leave us when you just got here? Well,
Yeah. So Hanan goes for the hits her backdrop driver, but she goes to the pin, but time expires. So everybody just comes in, dog piles on top, and the ref just goes 1, 2, 3, giving Hanan a win, but not really.
not really, no.
Yeah,
So
yeah, fun,
rude.
fun little time. And again, they all pose together after the match. They all go
Mhm,
up to the stage together. Everybody leaves, leaving Yuzuki out there to take kind of that final bow. There, I know she
mhm.
did work the show the next day, but this is kind of her like signifying exit
Last
kind of
show
match.
in that.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, this of all of the finals matches in this show, this was the least emotional,
yeah,
but it was certainly the start of the emotion of the night. Um, I don't have anything else to add to this one, but I did want to mention something really quick that happened earlier in the show with that second match with Aya Sakura
Mm-hmm.
versus Sayaka Kurara.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did you look up what was all said in there? Because that was a really long promo.
No, I did not.
Um, I didn't either, and I kind of am regretting it, but I just wanted to mention it was a little bit of a rougher match on the show, and Aya was looking particularly beat up. I don't know if you noticed, she was just covered in big old bruises. She's clearly getting a little roughed up in her training there. But from what I understood, there was something going on where they were given some kind of opportunity to be part cosmic angels given certain situations that go forward. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. But like Yuna came out after their match and was giving them shit for some reason, and then Poi and Tam came out to talk to them also and set something up there. So again, I didn't look up what was said in there, but a lot of tension happening between Aya and Sayaka in this match. It almost kind of seemed not like a professional wrestling match. They were kind of not happy with each other, really just kind of wailing on each other. So there's some emotions going on between them. I'm interested to see where the story goes and how, how the partnership goes, if they're going to be a part of Cosmic Angels, if they're not. We'll see in the coming times.
Yeah.
You're making a
Yeah. So
face.
Yuna says they did pass their tropical examination. Nakano's not buying it. She's saying they did a good job. Wasn't that easy to get into. If one of them wins, she'll pass. Tropical judging, we can still do it. Yuna, yeah. Again, it all comes down to the show on the 12th. I think is what they're setting up. Is something 3-on-3 fight or something. Yeah, yeah. For the April 12th show. I know that's where everything kind of culminates. So yeah, it's a tropical judging match, I guess, and we'll talk about that in a few days when we review that show because that's going to have the final Julia and the final Utami Hayashishita matches on it. So
Yeah.
even though tonight we got some heartbreaking and some sadness. We're gonna move
Heartbreaking
on.
and sadness. They freaking Indiana Jones Kali Mazed my heart out of my chest and watch it beat.
And then kept stabbing it over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get an Artist Stardom title match. It's Gadai's Ami Sakurai, Mirai, and Suri versus Empress Nexus Venus, Maika, Mina Shirakawa, and Xena. Mina doing the headbanging dance to Maika's music during the entrance. Mina unloads on Mirai early. Mirai gets a lariat, attacks Mina. EXVL attack Mirai. Mina gets back in control, but Mirai fights back. She gets tagged out. Ami and Mirai do the double speed chops to Mina. Ami gets a slam in the Boston Crab, but Micah breaks it up. Suri in with this just brutal PK to the back of Mina. Micah gets tagged in and runs over Suri, dropping her. They get into a strike exchange and attacking each other on the ropes. Suri gets a head scissors and that wheelbarrow bulldog that she does for 2. Ami in gets hit, hits a corner lariat, gets the speed chops to Micah. They're smashing into each other repeatedly, just going back and forth, just bam, bam, bang, bang, bang. Micah eventually drops Ami, then Ami gets back up, drops Micah. Ami gets a torture rack, but it's broken up. Micah hits the spinning side slam, tags in Xena. She starts Xena out wrestling Ami here, gets a pin, and Ami comes back with a big suplex. Mirai's back in. She gets a top rope drop kick. They trade her and Xena just trading chops to the chest, just brutalizing each other. Mirai unloads and Xena unloads. Mirai pulls the armbar into a double armbar, but it gets broken up. Guys like triple team Xena, and Mirai gets that Vader elbow out of the corner for 2. EXV triple team Mirai then, and Xena hits and follows it up with a sliding lariat for 2. Xena hits a hard slap and then a double underhook suplex for 2. That slap just out of nowhere and then just double underhook suplex. I was just like, what? Okay. Um, yeah, they trade shoulder blocks. Mirai hits the angle slam, and then the SS Columbia with Michelle, and then a lariat for 2. Mirai gets a Miramare shock for 2. Mina interferes, but Suri hits a code breaker to send her out. Micah superplexes Mirai off the top. And Xena and Micah do that stretch muffler swing around slam to Suri onto Mirai. It was just like a hanging stretch muffler and then like just completely around. And I love that move.
It
It's
was
so good.
so good.
And then they followed up and they hit the Venus Tower. Mina hits the Venus Tower off the shoulders of Micah and Xena to Mirai, but Xena can only get a 2. Ami ends up fighting off EXV when she gets and God's Eye triple powerbomb Xena, but like that the pin gets broken up. Micah takes out Ami, Suri, sending them out. Mina hits a splash off the top. Xena hits this like inside out lariat to Mirai for 2, then picks her up. Thunderstruck. And Xena pins Mirai. And EXV become your Artist of Stardom champions.
Yes. So good. So good.
Yep.
This match was so good. I had high hopes for this match, and it did not disappoint me one bit.
No.
Yeah, the machine gun chops on Mina, the beginning there were just brutal. But then when Xena got in there the first time and um, got some chops in on Mirai, did you notice she was icing her hand afterwards on the
Mm-hmm.
outside there? You can see that something's going on while like Mina and Suri are doing their thing, and you can see Xena sitting there with an ice pack on her hand, like owie. I thought that was hilarious. Great camera work on that. Um, the strike off between Micah and Shuri was just so good. I want to see Shuri challenge for that world title. I think that would
Mm-hmm.
be a great match. Interesting clash of powers because, like, Micah is a traditionally power wrestler, whereas, like, Shuri is very much a mixed martial arts power kind of wrestler. So it'd be interesting to see the two styles go against each other. Last thing I wanted to say was that the chops between Xena and Mirai were just owie. I don't know if you saw how blistered up Mirai was at the end of this and at the next night because of this, but holy hot damn. Those chops, she's just so good at them. Otherwise, that's all I got to say on this. Great win for Empress Nexus Venus. The next step of gathering all of the gold to Empress Nexus Venus has happened. Now we just need to take on Crazy Star.
Yep. Again, I very much look forward to what happens with the artist titles going forward. I know some stuff from this past weekend has appeared, and some teams returning, and some people. So it's gonna be exciting to see what the future of the artist division, the goddess division, all of it's going to be.
Interesting, interesting.
Mm-hmm. We move on. Main event of the March 30th show is the Goddess of Stardom tag team titles. It is Queen's Quest, Saya Kamatani and Utami Hayashishida versus Karita Mazer and Suzuki. Utami and Suzuki wrestling around early. Again, lots of running in. Man, Saya gets in. They both go high speed here, and look like Saya keeping up with May. It was really good. Um, Utami slamming May around the ring, just overpowering her. Yeah, May gets that beautiful jumping spin kick to Utami, sending her into the corner. Suzu comes in, it starts attacking in the corner. Again, lots of double team stuff throughout in this match. Utami gets a rampage onto Suzuki, and then Saya it comes in for the drop kick and gets 2. Uh, lots of trading strikes on the ropes, and Sai Kamitani gets the wheel kick. Suzu can't get the German, but gets her down, hits that knee to the back of the head. Oh, looks brutal. May gets a headhunter for 2 off of Suzuki attack to Saya Kamitani. And then May and Saya trading hard kicks, and they drop each other with kicks. It was great. Yeah, Suzu and Utami trading strikes at center just looks so good. Suzu gets the off the shoulder Suzu gets off of Utami's shoulders when she had her up. Utami unloads shots, drops her, hits a sliding area, but Suzu rolls through, gets a PK. Then Utami into the rope, gets Utami in the ropes, gets that drive-by kick on the outside. Again, it's just so good. Yeah, the finish or the ending to this match. Utami, not the ending, but like Utami hitting lariats to Suzu. Suzu gets out of a torture rack, gets a victory roll that's broken up. Suzu fights off Saya, but Utami gets her in the air raid crash. Aphrodite hit Magic Killer, and Utami hits Suzu with that off the shoulder spit out spine buster looking thing that she does, where it's like she like spins her in and slams her down. Suzu, she only gets 2 out of that. Suzu gets out of the hijack bomb, hits a poison Rana for 2. Crazy Star hit the drop kick into the German on Utami, and Suzu hits kicks, hits tequila shot, but Saya breaks up the pins. May sends her out, hits a dive off the top, take out Saya Kamitani on the floor. Suzu hits a kick to the head, hits a rolling chaos theory for 2, which is that German and rolling through into the other German. Crazy Star, May back in. Crazy Star hit that springboard drop kick deadlift German combo, and Suzu gets the bridge. 1, 2, 3, and Crazy Star are your new Goddess of Stardom champions.
That moment simultaneously broke and fixed my heart because we knew that Utami was not going to be sticking around in Stardom. So we knew sort of the way the next Goddess of Stardom championship match, they were going to be dropping the titles. But man, did this match make you forget that. It's one of the best things when you know something going into a match, but the wrestlers are able to suspend that reality for you and just pull you into the match and to just enjoy it. Because, like, yeah, we know all that stuff, but when you can make us not know it or just for that moment forget, that's true artistry at its work right there. And that's what this match was. It was so good. So good. Just the passion that went into it. Man, oh man. Yeah, Utami power flexed on poor little May May there at the beginning there. She really just yeeted her around. That's what I personally love about Utami. She's one of those people who is just deceptively strong. She's not like small by any means, but she's not like thick by any means. She is deceptively strong for the size that she is. It's very odd. Well, she looks so good. She's just dense. Um, there was a boot kick that Kamitani did to Mei Mei that just folded poor little Mei Mei like a lawn chair. She kissed her knees on that one. Goddamn. Yowza. Just the power that Aphrodite had was just so good. I'm gonna miss seeing this tag team. But man, am I gonna enjoy watching Suzu and Mei Mei defend those titles. God dang, we've been waiting for this moment for like months now. So now that we finally have it, it's sad that it was at the expense of Aphrodite, but I look forward to their title reign. And I suspect if they're smart, they will let these two defend this title and keep these titles for a good long while because they deserve it.
I want that so badly for them to have a good long title reign because I think we need it with these titles. With like they were tumultuous last year. They're getting people getting them, and then people getting hurt, having me vacated. Then you had the tournament to win it, but then Bane, like you thought Bane and Micah were taking it, but then they didn't, and then Aphrodite got it, who had a decent little reign for the last few months, but it's just Yeah, it's so up and down for the titles in the last while that I've already kind of got it settled. So now the titles are going on to Crazy Star, and then that hopefully they can be settled for a while, not just being dropped randomly. Yeah. So we're gonna move on. We're moving to the March 31st show, and it's the first of the goodbye matches on this show. It's Tam Nakano saying goodbye to, didn't seem like the lady ship on this show. Wasn't dressed like the lady ship on this show, that's for sure.
You know
My
what that was? As soon as I saw her, like, keeping in mind I'm a hormonal wreck right now, but do you know what gear that was?
no.
That was her debut gear.
Oh, okay.
That was the gear that Mai Sakurai debuted in, so as soon as she came out, I was a blubbering mess. Because I was like, "Ah,
Yeah.
that was about how the night went.
Yeah, so back and forth, working for position early. Tam attacks, get her in the corner, attacks, rolls, gets a roll through, gets the kicks, gets a pin for two. She gets a single leg crab, but Mai fights to the ropes. Uh, Mai fights back with forearms, again dropping each other. Um, she gets the Paradise Lock on Tam Nakano and does the Captain Morgan pose into sitting on her before she breaks it. Um, yeah, again, TM fighting back, gets a Dragon Sleeper, but Mai gets her foot on the ropes. Trading, again, lots of back and forth battling. The striking back and forth was absolutely phenomenal in this match. Mai gets a top rope drop kick at one point. She gets a dive off the top to the floor. Which is Mai diving onto Tam on the floor, which is kind of backwards almost. It's really weird. Yeah, again, just really good stuff. Cam knocks Mai off the top and then hits her high cross to her from the top to the floor. It was just great stuff. Yeah, yeah. They're seated in front of each other at one point when they get back in the ring, and then just proceed to kicking each other in the face. Just kick, kick, kick. Then they start striking, like work to their feet, striking each other. Mai gets a drop kick, and then Tam's down. She just gets on, just mounts her and just bam, just starts railing down strikes. Tam fights back, gets a spin kick. She gets a running knee to the head for two. Mai Sakurai fights back, hits the shin kick, that running like shin kick to the head for two. Tam fights back, gets a German suplex, and follows it up with a roundhouse for two. Tam's like, screw it, picks her up, violet screwdriver, and Tam Nakano gets the win. Again, great match, like just so good, and it makes me so much look forward to like what is Mai going to do in Marigold, man. Like she's gonna be a star for Marigold.
100%. 100%. And like, I feel like this match was kind of like, what's the word? I just had it. It'll come to me eventually in the middle of the night, and I'll text it to you and be like, blah, blah. And you'll be like, yeah, it's completely irrelevant now. It was, I want maybe an homage to where she came from. Because remember when she first joined a faction, she joined Cosmic Angels and she joined Tam Nakano. And she ended up leaving because she didn't want to just dance. She wanted to win. And
Mm-hmm.
when she left Cosmic Angels and joined Donna Del Mondo, that's exactly what she started doing. She started winning. Um, yeah, okay, focus. The OG gear. Yeah, the tosses that you mentioned where Mai tossed Tam and did the jumping crossbody on her, and then Tam followed it back up. It was nice to see that, like, anything you can do, I can do better kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This felt like a nice little, almost like power struggle from when Mai had first joined. And it was like a throwback to when she was that young lioness getting ready to join her faction and stuff. And it was so heartwarming to see. And it was so heartwarming to see how hard these two women worked in this match. It was very much a very emotional match, and they put everything they had into those strikes and kicks. It was so good. So
Yeah.
good.
So we did get a post match comments in the ring. Nakano says, Sakurai, can I ask you one thing? What is a noble woman? I was just joking. Sakurai, uh, was it the right choice to leave Kozu in, but the Cosmic Angels, and choose DDM? Sakurai says, I'm really glad I chose DDM. However, my origins are Cosmic Angels, and it's a place that's so important to me that I'll never forget it. Thank you, Tam, for letting me join Cosmic Angels a lot. I'm sorry for saying something cruel. Tam says, I won't allow that. Mai says, please forgive me, but I really couldn't tell you for a long time, but I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Tam says, I'm glad to hear that. The path you choose from now on, I'm sure you can make it the right one. So please make it the right one. No matter which path you choose, don't worry about which path is the right one. Just make the path you choose the right one. Uh, uh, I think it's what a professional wrestler is. Thank you. They shake hands. Mai says, Tamusan or Tam, I really loved you. I'm glad we met. And Nakano goes, really? She's like crying and it's all like, oh, emotional and sad. So Tam pulls her in for a hug. Um, yeah, my bows to everybody. And again, it's just kind of a beautiful ending for Mai Sakurai here.
Yeah, yeah. This was where like the emotion in this show started to pick up for me. Because like Yuzuki also wrestled at the beginning of the show,
Mm.
May Sarah,
Yeah.
and that was also a little emotional, but it wasn't nearly as emotional as this one. This was when the waterworks started for me.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, and
yeah,
I feel like they gave Yuzuki her goodbye the day before, where so the Mace one didn't
yeah.
feel because again she got her team exit kind of deal, and like Mai gets her original captain exit here.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I liked it. So we're gonna
Hmm.
jump. We're gonna jump to the next one. We're gonna jump into God's Eye special match. 4 consecutive 5-minute matches. It's Mirai taking on God's Eye, and Mel's gonna cry even more.
I was already crying from the match before, and then this one came up, and I'm like, God damn it. And then I looked at the rest of the show, and I was like, God freaking damn it. You
And
just get the tissues. I'm going to be perpetually crying for the next hour.
well,
And I was.
you already look emotional just on here from this. We're talking about it.
Well, I'm also partially hacking up a lung in between me talking, so
That too. That too. So it's a Mirai versus Gadzai. Rana's first. She attacks off the handshake and hits a drop kicks galore. She gets Mirai down, hits a PK for 2. Rana as Mirai gets Rana drops her with another kick, gets another 2 count. Kick in the corner, drop kick for 2, then transitions into the armbar. But Mirai keeps her hands together, gets to the ropes. Mirai fights back with a drop kick, Samoan drop, and then hits SS Columbia with Michelle. Mirai gets a Scorpion Deathlock, and Arana fights and fights, but Mirai just lets it go at one point. It was weird because Marana hadn't gotten to the ropes. It was odd. Rana fights back with strikes, but Mirai drops her with a hard strike, picks her up, spinning Mirai shock, and Mirai gets the win. Yeah.
I mean, I did not expect that.
No,
I
the
do
question is,
love Rana. Yes, but given Rana's position, company and position in God's Eye, I did expect her to be the at least only win
mm,
that Mirai was able to pick up in this one. Holy hot dang, did she fight though? She fought so hard from the get-go and she was fired from start to finish. Endlessly, endlessly impressed with Rana and how she can just her mannerisms changed ever so slightly based on her like hairstyling and makeup she's wearing. It's very much like Suzu Suzuki. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah, there was an armbar that Rana forced Mirai into at one point in this match that was just so good. And she kept her in there for quite some time, which was really smart. Got to take away the one thing that's the most powerful on Mirai, which would be her
yeah,
arms, right?
yeah. So Ami Sakurai is next. They shake hands. They lock up, each trying to gain advantage, and they're like holding that lock up for like a good minute or so, pushing each other around the ring. They start smashing into each other with shoulder blocks, bouncing off the rope, just wham wham. Just it was great. It's kind of showing the similarities to their to the way they wrestle, but they do have big differences in the way they wrestle too. They start doing the same thing, just going back and forth with lariats, bouncing off the ropes, just smashing through their lariats. But Ami drops Mirai. Then Mirai comes back, drops Ami with a lariat. Then they hit the double clothesline, dropping each other. Um, Ami uh, starts unloading on Mirai with chops, decimating her, just and the 5 minutes expires again. Great match between the two tag partners. I loved seeing these two together.
Mhm. You're absolutely right to the point that their movesets are very similar, but different ever so slightly. It was definitely a power struggle for these 2 for the entire time, with Ami actually gaining the upper hand, I found, towards the end of the match. When she started doing, the machine gun chops on Mirai, every time Mirai tried to, like, get out of it or reverse it, she'd just be like, "Nope, whoop, bam," and keep just serving her those chops. At one point when she trapped Mirai in that corner, you could hear Mirai just screaming at Ame, "Stop, stop, stop." She did not let up. She busted open poor Mirai's chest, which was already blistered from the night before with
Mm-hmm.
Xena.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely, she nasty Nate Nixon. She tenderized them titties. God damn. Yeah, this was a sweet match, a bittersweet match, because we saw these 2 beat Nane and Yu for the Goddess of Stardom championships.
By
We've
count out.
seen Mira. Yeah, but they were the team that did upset, Team Power Passion there, Team 7 Up. They were indomitable. And yeah, we've seen Mirai doing the Cinderella tournament. It was a heartwarming moment to see, but also a little heartbreaking for me.
Yeah. So we move on. It's Saki Kashima. And she, it's Kashima. She's always looks scared whenever she comes to the ring to face somebody stronger than her. Uh, so they go for the handshake, and
She
she
didn't come
immediately,
to the ring scared, though. She was already sobbing.
yeah, like yeah, I guess she's not scared. She's just really emotionally sad because she's losing
She
a
was
friend here.
crying, yeah, 'cause keep in mind, Mirai was the most accepting member of her in
Mm,
God's eye when she joined them.
true. So uh, they go for the handshake, and Saki immediately pulls her in. Kishikase, 1, 2, 3, and it's over. And you're like, what? I'm like, okay. But they decide to have another match. Um, uh, Saki gets Mirai running the ropes, and she's like pushing her, like she's like it's funny because like Mirai starts to slow down, and then Kashima's like falling over, like she's tired, even though she's like doing from jumping from side to side, pushing her. It was I was laughing so hard that Kashima was the one that got tired.
Yeah, yeah, that was a funny little spot. She was definitely playing the Taguchi of this match.
Oh yeah. Mirai drops Saki with his shoulders, misses in the corner though. Saki ends up dropping her. Saki misses the double knees off the second. Mirai gets SS Columbia with Michelle for 2. Then hits a lariat. And Mirai goes for Mirai shock, but Saki gets off the shoulders, rolls her up. Kishikase. It gets her second win over Mirai of the night. Like 2.5 minutes.
It's and then look at just the emotional roller coaster after that point. I mean, yeah, the what else do you add to this? It was a sweet little funny moment between friends because let's be honest, that's how Kashua would have preferred
Mhm.
everything go. She doesn't like getting hit. Fair.
Yeah.
Um, so, this was a fun little way to see out Mirai, but to also give Kashima a little fun and a little bragging right. She beat the 2-time Cinderella tournament winner, former Goddess of Stardom champion, former Wonder of Stardom champion, former Artist of Stardom champion.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Again, big night for Kashmir here, getting that win. So we move on to the final match. It's Mirai versus her leader, Suri. They're wrestling around. He's trying to get advantage. Suri takes control. They go back and forth. Suri tries to pull an armbar. They keep rolling. Suri gets it, the armbar finally. Mirai does eventually get to the ropes. Shotgun dropkick by Suri, sending Mirai into the corner, and then hits that DDT suplex for 2. Um, Mirai catches a PK attempt, transitions into this like really cool twister like submission. I don't know what it was, but it looked great. But Suri eventually gets a foot on the ropes. They trade Germans. Mirai gets a Death Valley Driver for 2. You're hearing the time being called. This down to the last few seconds. Suri hits everything is Suri, gets the PK, hits the buzzsaw kick, goes to pin her at the time expires. And then all of God's Eye get in the ring. Big old group hug. Just everybody sad and emotional and loving each other. Yeah.
That was literally what I wrote down. Post. Everyone cried. Like the waterworks continued. This night was not any easier on me. Cause like again, Saki already came out bawling. She was crying from the second she came out of that curtain to the second she went back into that curtain, and she was probably still crying before and after coming out of that curtain. Poor
Mm-hmm.
girl. As I said, she was the one. Mirai was the one person that Kashima was accepted by unquestionably within God's eye, and also a protector for her for a very long time. But it was also very sweet to see the connection she had with Rana. Rana and her also very emotional, and also after Rana's match with her, very, very, you could tell there was almost like a sisterly kind of bond there. And even with Shuri, after her match with Shuri, she was so she's so matronly to everyone around her. It warms my heart to see because you know that that's just intrinsically who she is. She's just intrinsically that good, I feel. Um, yeah, I don't have anything else to add. It was a very emotional night, very draining night for Melball.
So quick post match. Mirai says, I'm hurting in so many places. I'm so full of emotion that I can't say anything cool, but I really, really appreciate everyone. Thank you very much. Suri says, thank you so much, Mirai. I was really happy to be able to work with Mirai on God's Eye. I think God's Eye is an important presence for her. No matter where she goes, I will follow the path. No matter where I go, I will follow the path I believe in. I want you to push forward to the fullest. We only live once, so let's live our best lives. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the ring again. Mirai, that's the last time. Can I close with God's Eye? Well then, Mirai, please. She hands the mic to Mirai, and Mirai closes out and saying, don't lose yourself, exceed your limits. God's Eye, lock on with all your soul. Yeah.
I love some of their little catchphrases. They're just some of them, like sometimes they don't make sense, but every once in a while you get some of these ones that are just so good.
Yeah. So we move on to another match that probably daggers your heart, but it's not the final match of Julia, but it's her final match with Susan Suzuki, at least for now. It's Julia versus Susan Suzuki, and Jesus, man, they're wrestling around early, trying to gain advantage, getting holds on each other, and then they start trading snapmares and PKs. Just Suzu attacking in the corner, hits those double knees to the head in the corner to her seated her, gets her that pretzel submission that she's like everything twisted up submission. But Julia gets out of it. Actually, it was pretty impressive. Um, yeah, Suzu in the corner. Julia fights back. She gets a scoop slam and gets a ring for 2, then gets a ring to Saturn. But Suzu gets to the ropes. Again, good back and forth drop kicks. Sure, Julia hits a drop kick, hits a hammer lock overhead, belly to belly. She gets a second rope drop kick and gets a 2 count 3 times. Suzu gets hard strikes. They trading strike at center. They trade kicks and both go down. Drew gets that running boot to the face, and Julia hits that pump handle suplex on Suzu for 2, then gets that modified Rings of Saturn, but Suzu gets the foot on the ropes. Suzu attacks Julia when she's up top. She hits a Rana, runs her off. Suzu goes back up, and then Julia cuts her off, uh, and then fights her with her. But Suzu hits a half Nelson slam off the top. They trade around with roll ups. They're exchanging strikes. Julia tries for Glorious Driver, but Suzu slips out, hits tequila shot, and then knee to the face for 2. Suzu hits a rolling chaos theory for 2. Suzu hits a German, but just as the rest go down to go for the pin, time expires at 15 minutes. Just like, oh. So Julie gets the mic. She says, good morning, she says, hello, everyone from Yamagata. I couldn't think of anyone better than Suzu for my last singles match in Stardom. We were once separated, but we were able to reunite like this, and the rings are connected. You're first to tell me, again, just pleasantries and stuff here. She said, can I have a little more fight right here? Please just give me a little more time, still more time. I still want to do it, or rather, I want to win against you. Taro Okada authorizes overtime, 5 more minutes. So they restart. They start striking the hell out of just wham, 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 just beating the piss out of each other. They trade Germans. Julia gets a Falcon Arrow for 2, but Suzu rolls her into a wheelbarrow suplex. Suzu hits kicks, the roundhouse kick for 2. Suzu goes to the top, but Julia hits her the kick up top. Julia hits that super double underhook suplex. And then she pulls a guillotine choke on the mat, but Suzu gets to the ropes. Julia hits her backdrop driver for 2. Suzu gets out of a glorious bomb, and he hits tequila shot for 2. Suzu with a German hits a kick, but Julia hits her with the glorious driver. Sorry, not glorious bomb. Glorious driver for 2. Suzu reverses the Northern Lights bomb. And she gets a 2 count. Julia misses a kick. Suzu hits a German for 2. Julia goes for a power bomb, pulling Suzu off the top, but she gets rolled up for 2. That time then expires. And holy crap, was this a good match?
Yeah. Yeah. Again, though, from the moment she came out, Suzu, you could tell was in a mood. And she was already crying by the time Julia was coming out. And I actually sent this video, ironically, to Astrid. I was recording Julia's entrance, and you could see the moment. I swear you could see the moment where she realized this was her last singles match in Stardom, and just you could see the emotion come on her face too. And I was like, God damn it. My emotions are going to continue. And they did. This match was so good. And just two people who knew each other so well, just trying to pull the absolute best out of each other in what ended up being a 20-minute match, 20 in total, right? So
Yeah,
it's a 15-minute and then the 5.
15, then 5. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, holy heck. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this was a roller coaster for me. You got all
Mm-hmm.
the good stuff that I kind of had. It was just, it was so good. It was very emotional. And I am going to get emotional if we keep talking about it. So let's go on to the last one, which made me
No,
even
no,
more emotional.
I'm gonna keep talking about it because they talk more
God
after this
damn it.
match. Julie says I couldn't win. I wanted to win. That's all, Suzu. That's all because Suzu came so strong, won the championship, won the 5-star, and Suzu came this far. I've been thinking about Suzu for a long time, and I'm glad. I'm glad that's what I thought. This will be the second time we'll say goodbye in the ring. I'm sorry. I've always been selfish, but I couldn't settle it. But if we can meet again, I will leave it to you to settle it. Until then, you should definitely become the face of the professional wrestling world, Suzu. I look forward to it. Good luck. Suzu says, Julia, I love you. I never once thought that I didn't like you. And Julia goes, really? And Suzu goes, it's true. I've loved you for a long time. I definitely, I'll definitely stand in front of you again, just like that time, and punch you as hard as I can. So please look forward to it. Again, lovey dovey, but I'm going to punch you in the face.
It feels just like that's the kind of person Suzu is. The more she loves you, the harder she hits you. Just feels like that. Yeah, yeah, not the way the traditional send off, but certainly an interesting one and a very emotional one. Yeah. Susan not wearing waterproof eyeliner. That's for damn sure.
Nope.
Ugh,
Ugh.
yeah.
So we move on. The final team up of of Queen's Quest, as with Utami Hayashishida on the team. Tora and Utami start, or they're facing off against Oedo Tai's Momo. Yeah, so they smash in Tora and Utami smashing into each other. The wrestling around, trading holds. Starlight Kid and Azumi go high speed when they get in. The transitions, the kicks, everything. Utami and Azumi double team. Azumi gets the stomp. Queen's Quest go for the 6-on-1 drop kick, but Oedo Tai pull them all out. Starlight Kid tosses Azumi out. Again, they all a bunch of the Queen Quest members get tossed into the chairs on the floor. They get back in the ring with Azumi and they do that four-way, like everybody grabs a limb and then throws Azumi up into the air and then lets her crash down to the mat. Looked kind of brutal when she fell.
Yeah,
Starlight Kid
I
is
remember seeing that on somebody here. So we saw that recently done here, and I was like, that looked worse. That looked higher. These girls needed that girl so high.
yeah. And she's getting ready to head to the states after this too. So and being sore going to the states, that would suck. Um, yeah, Momo's in with the kicks to Azumi, runs her face first in the corner. Rocket in beating up on Azumi. Azumi tries to head scissors, but is stopped, and Ruaka gets sends her in the corner and splashes her in the corner. But Azumi fights back. Gets Sai Kamatani in. She takes out multiple members of Oedo Tai, sending them all to the floor. She dives with the apron onto Oedo Tai on the floor. Uh, she just rocking in the ring. She sweeps her legs from under her and then hits a splash onto her in the ring. Uh, Again, great little spot. Uraka fighting off Lady C. Sai Kamatani comes into attack. Lady C just fighting with the boots and the lariats. Um, Uraka gets a lariat on the ropes. Tora hits dropping Lady C on the ropes. Tora hits the cannonball. Then Uraka hits the low cross body. Um, Rina takes out Lady C, but Miyu comes in. They're battling it out, trading strikes. Again, a lot of double team moves throughout in here. Mio gets the half O'Connor roll onto Marina, but it gets broken up. She gets a DDT, but Marina hits the inverted suplex. So Mio comes back with a tornado DDT. Again, lots of just crazy in this match, right? Um, just trying to jump. I'm trying to jump through Momo and Utami trading strikes at one point. Momo unloading kicks to Utami, but Utami hits her with the big old lariat. Queen's Quest all attack Momo. They hit the Queen's Quest 6-way drop kick. The 6-way seated drop kick, and Utami hits the bridging German, but it gets broken up. Starlight Kid sends everyone out. It's a dive off the top to the floor. Back in the ring, Momo takes Utami in, hits her with a dude buster for 2. Utami reverses an attack, drops Momo. She hits a torture rack spin out spine buster thing that she does for 2. Then she goes for hijack bomb, but Tora ends up misting her in the face, hits a Death Valley driver. Then Oedo Tai all dive off the top onto her. Everybody's just diving on to Tommy. You're like, oh no. Momo cracks her across the chest with the bat, picks her up, the pump handle bridging suplex, which is known as Peach Sunrise. And Momo Watanabe pins Utami Hayashishita. Ueda Tai then all attack Queen's Quest after the match. Just for fun. And then they just leave. Before we get to the post match, what do you got in this one?
All of the emotions. See, can I touch on? That cannonball crossbody combo that Tora and Ruaka does, Dipty Doo A
All to do today.
is, yeah, it's one of my favorite combos. I love it. It just looks, I mean, I could be wrong about this because I'm not a wrestler and I've never taken this before, but it just looks easier to take on the rope than it does in the turnbuckle. I don't know. It probably still hurts like a son of a bitch, but just looks cooler. I don't know. I like
Yeah.
it. Um, there was at one point where Miyu and Rena were doing a bit of a strike off, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to see this. I kind of want to see a setup for Miyu taking on Rena for that future of Stardom Championship." So yeah. What else? I'm really happy to. It sucks, but I'm also happy to see Momo getting some credibility, some credit for the hard work that she does, especially now that she's going to be challenging Micah for that World of Stardom Championship. It was really nice to see her get the win, even though it was over my personal favorite wrestler in professional wrestling right now. What better way to make your name and solidify who you are and where you are in the company than getting a solid win, albeit a little cheaty, but a solid win over a former World of Stardom champion, former Goddess of Stardom champion. It's pretty impressive. So even though it sucked for me to watch her get pinned, this was the perfect way to end this match and this rivalry.
Yeah. Again, it's a tough one to watch because we're watching people we love leave, and that's always it always hurts, right? Because we're such big fans of these people, right? And it's tough. But yeah, it's and we get emotional. But I'm happy. The one good thing is these people aren't going away for us. We're gonna get probably some stuff in Noah over the next month or so. We know we're getting Marigold in May, so we're gonna get to see Tommy. We're gonna see Julia. We're gonna see people. So, like I would feel more devastated if it was Julia. Like these girls were leaving and we didn't know where they were going and we didn't know what they were doing. I'm a little more comfortable with it now because again, it's like I know I'm going to get to see these girls. They show up in Noah, so they're probably going to do something there until Marigold starts, and they're probably going to keep showing up. There's probably going to be some Tokyo Joshi Pro crossover in this too. There's a very big possibility with that. So yeah,
We can hope, we can hope. I mean, what a time, as I've been saying this a lot to a lot of different people, what a time to be a wrestling fan, particularly like a Japanese wrestling fan right now. They're really starting to invade the North American market, and I kind of love for it.
yep. Post match, Tommy gets the mic. She said, "This is my last match for Stardom, affiliated when she's affiliated with the company because she will work as a freelancer on the 12th, which already happened, but we'll talk about that on the next show. And even though it turned out like this, today is the last day. I was born into Stardom, grew up in Stardom. Even though I'm so worn out, I feel extremely happy now. There are people who compete at Stardom and support me, and thanks to them, I've been able to do my best at Stardom. Thank you very much. Everyone at Queen's Quest really has a lot to say, but I'll just say one thing. Everyone in Queen's Quest supported me and was my everything. Thank you very much. This is where Queen Quest all kind of hug it on her and love on her and everything. And Saya Kamatani, her
If you are an emotional person, though, this would have been the hardest part of the show for you because they didn't pull the mic out from under the dog pile that they had made. So as they dogpiled her for the little group hug, all you could hear was just five Asian women sobbing. If you cry when you hear other people cry, you can't watch this scene.
mm, so Sai Kamatani gets the mic. She says, I hope you don't go, really. Please don't go. Uh, but I don't think we're lying to ourselves about the past that each of us has chosen. And the new past that you have chosen is definitely the best for us, Queen's Quest. Let's make it into the future. Um, all of us who remain will firmly protect Queen's Quest and make it even more and more of the best unit. So please watch over us. Everyone, please support us. Believe in now, shine tomorrow. Decide for yourself who to believe, and bow down to the queens.
Just the one finger.
Sorry,
There you
I went the other way.
go. uh, that's some 3D stuff. We just need one finger. One finger is all you need, my friend.
Oh,
Oh, what an emotional ending to this show. It just this, as I mentioned, this show just ripped my heart out and watch it beating its hand a little bit before discarding it.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
just so, and we got so much more to come. We have
Mm,
our NJPW Pro Wrestler dropping tomorrow about the Windy City Riot show. Friday we're gonna have Japanese wrestling update coming to you. This should be live this week again because I don't think we've got anything this Friday. So yeah, live on Friday at 8 p.m.
yay.
Mountain Standard Time. 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Yep,
Unless it's not.
unless it's not. But yeah, we're gonna have that, so, and then we're gonna have more Stardom coming to you. The shows will filter out over the next couple of days. We have the show on the 12th, which we probably will review probably in its entirety, but I'm not sure. We'll decide. You'll hear from us. You're definitely getting the final two matches on that show, Utami and of Aphrodite versus Micah and Aida and Julia and was it Arikaba reuniting Suri and Julia against Mayuitani and Hanan. We're definitely going to review those matches, and then there's a whole weekend of
Yeah.
stuff that we might just cherry pick some matches from the whole weekend and just do a show
Mm.
that way because there's some big stuff on the Sunday show. I know we want to. I know Mel's going to want to talk about because I don't think she knows what happened yet, but big. It's big for Mel, anyways.
What? What? What?
I'll tell you after the show. But yeah,
Okie dokie.
yeah, okie dokie. Okie dokie. Uh,
Dokie chokie.
okie dokie dokie chokie. But we're coming to an end of another episode of a Starter Review. You can find me on the X at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook, Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. Also, right here on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. You can hear us in audio form over Sunday Nights Minute.com. If you don't want to look at my ugly face, go to Sunday Nights Minute.com to get the RSS feed. Oh, you have a beautiful face, but people don't want to look at this ugly mug. Go to SundayNightsMainEvent.com, get the RSS feed, subscribe to us over there. We'd really would appreciate it. And if you want to support them, patreon.com/SNME radio for only $4 American per month. You could, and then please give us a 5-star review if you can over there. We'd really would appreciate it. Even if you want to comment that I'm ugly, it's fine. You can find us on OLE, our local establishment, every Friday. Japanese wrestling update. We'll be talking about. We have a bunch of news to talk about this week. Big announcements for Wrestling Dontaku. We have Marigold. We're going to expand on Marigold some more. Big stuff coming out of Stardom this past weekend. Lots and lots of stuff to talk about. Lots and lots of. We have the Wrestling World show to talk about too from Taiwan, and all the stuff coming out of that. New champions have been crowned. Mel was right, and I hate that Mel was right.
Why do you hate that? Why do you hate that? I predicted it was obvious. Come on.
Yeah, but I hate that you. I hate the fact that you were right
Obvious.
because we have to deal with them as champions. But you can find that. You can find all that twitch.tv/our local establishment, at OLA Podcast on Twitter and Insta, and youtube.com/our local establishment to watch all that stuff there. Also, you can find me on Marvel Talk over there. We'll be back in a couple weeks for another MCU revamp. And then I want to give a big shout out to our boy Mike the Ref, youtube.com/at Backbreaker Video, where you can simulcast all that great stuff. Thank you so very much, brother, for all the great support there. If you want to see him live, go to twitch.tv/Mike the Ref for doing his AEW watch alongs. He also does live gaming on there multiple nights a week. So check him out there. And if you want replays of the great game content, go to youtube.com/at Backbreaker_gaming, where you can find stuff from him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules menu sticker I have sitting right there. It's all taped up now, so it might fall eventually, but you never know. And their freaking guest, Kayla J.
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla
Kayla
J.
J.
That sounds so weird when my throat is messed up.
It's fine. Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow if you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball. Collins, you can also find her, as Andre mentioned, on our local establishment programming pit, Japanese Wrestling Update, on Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, unless it's not. Stay tuned to the socials. Oh, goodness. You can also find me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We have a lot of ish to talk about because there's a lot of women's stuff going on this week with Marigold, with WrestleMania, with Astrid finishing off Becky Lynch's book. Lots of stuff that we need to talk about. So stay tuned to our socials to hear when that's coming up. If you're wanting to watch Stardom Wrestling, we will leave the link in the description box below. It is stardom-world.com. It is 920 yen, or approximately 10 Canadian. Shout out Sean Spears. Congratulations on being back at NXT, but it's more like 750. According to me, because I checked my bank statement, it's still a great price to watch some amazing professional wrestling. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, before my voice gives out, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to thank you all so very much for supporting us. If you're listening on Sunday's main event, please give us a 5-star review on whatever your podcast catcher of choice is. And if there's a like button, hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to Sunday's main event. And if you want to support, go to patreon.com/SNME radio. And then if you're watching on either Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk or on Backbreaker Video, thank you so very much for tuning in. Please give us a like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Please share us out to all your friends, family, and crazy interesting people all across this wonderful universe of ours. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get alert every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong. I feel like I sounded like a frog.
You sound fine.
And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah!